All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for your Lie in April. Episode 19.
Yeah, 19.
19.
We're getting close to the end.
Yeah. I subconsciously want it to be episode 18 because it's farther away from the ending. See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So, we've had the performance with Nagi.
Mm.
We've had all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
We had that little extra emotional bit with Kaori that they threw in there, along with some great comedy, of course. And yeah.
All right, guys. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. We're gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Oh no, her options. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Saganada Symphony. Nagadio Symphony. Oh, in the you go to Meguri Suma Diva Nugata Tentado and Yokano Nona in the Oh, Canel's bag. Symphony. Again, faded. Not vibrant. Not colorful.
Symphony.
Empty piano chair. The Perfect. Well, math. Ugh. Kill me now.
The faces of math.
Math, not even once. Yeah, good. Aww. guys, this is rough. This is like that moment in the show where they're trying to make you think that, oh, all it is, she's just gonna lose her legs, you know, her ability to walk, but
Struck a chord.
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh boy, guys. Ah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew they were gonna do this. Knew it. Whoa. Oh.
Right.
Oh. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Oh. Oh, now she's being like an awesome friend, being like, hey, this might be your in. It's not like I wanted to. Yeah. What? Okay, that was. It's not a total mess. It's fine. Just a few papers. Gee. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay, okay. I was getting a little gray, and this kind of picked me up. Like,
Starting off
just
the episode so
classic.
emotional.
Yeah. He's in the thick of it. Oh. Wait, did we just skip to December? Or is this like a practice thing? Emmy. Why? Oh, gross. What the hell? That would be intimidating, actually, to come up on both of them at the same time, just chilling together. Oh. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, okay, I get it, I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you, Isa.
Cat's doom.
Right, right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So are we in December? Is this the actual competition?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So Kaori could have already had the surgery at this point then.
Possible.
We just don't know what time was skipped. It's a little bit confusing. Yeah, yeah. Unbutton that. Aww. Ora! Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Full circle. Here we go. And listen. Wow, this sudden Isa like extra emphasis. The music's
Yep.
ah,
Yep.
mid journey. Yeah. Wow. Oh. Wow. Oh. Dang. Wow.
Yeah.
That's true. Sometimes even more.
Oh yeah.
To withstand loneliness. Whoa. That was an awesome transition.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Wow. Everyone's just. Ah. Bravissimo! Tragic Nagi, what a cliche! Wow. Of all the things to say. And of course, we had Hiroko Seto's little girl just. Yeah. Okay, all right then. Why does he keep bringing that up?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yep.
That's what's important. Well, so just all of them. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. And nothing. Yeah.
Just enjoying the egg salad sandwich.
Yeah.
This ending.
Okay, so this episode I don't know. It feels like an in-between episode that just kind of jumped. So the whole thing with Kaori going into surgery and stuff seemed way more important than any of the other stuff.
Right.
And then they just cut away from it. And we're like, okay, so what? Is the surgery happen? Did the surgery happen before she was doing the therapy rehabilitation?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that was my assumption. And then they time skipped. Maybe it was already December, but the way they talked about it, saying they have to wait up for that competition in December. So I assume it was at least November at the time. So yeah, I'm confused. Okay, so we got through that stage, I think, of the competition.
Yep.
But help me, Jacob. Why are the time things feel so confusing?
So the reason it feels confusing is because the emotional part that, was like the super resonant, part with Kaori and all that was in the beginning before essentially the time skip to the competition happening.
Yes.
Right.
But they didn't resolve the thing before they time skipped it.
Correct. Right.
Okay.
So,
I'm not a fan of that decision, but the thing about doing it though is it makes you unable to fully enjoy, I think, the competition side of things,
because you're like, wait, what about that other thing?
That thing's lurking in the back of my mind.
Yep.
So I got into the competition side of things actually not because it was a competition, but because it was a means of showcasing the character growth of the three of them, and
exactly,
and
Kosei. Because especially at this point, like, the three of them are so good that it's not like, oh no, will we be able to make it past the first round, or or whatever. It's I
don't even think about that.
Like they got it, but I
don't even care who wins. It's more of a thing of the playing of the piano is always a way for them to express themselves.
Yep.
And when we take focus specifically on a character like Aiza, we are then left to wonder, okay, what is he going to express in the story at this point,
right,
via his music?
What piece of his journey is this going to be?
Yeah. Great way to say that. Yeah. But I don't know, the episode structurally kind of threw me for a loop.
No, I totally get that, because
I was never really able to get invested.
Well, the reason is they almost kind of said it in a meta way in the episode itself.
Ooh.
By saying you should have played Chopin second. Because
they're not wrong.
Because up till this point, what they've done pretty much every time is they'll take whatever is the emotional moment with Kaori, and they'll put that at the end, right? That way you have sort of the stuff that's okay, this is what we're dealing with this episode, and then we'll, give that extra little bit there at the end.
So I don't even like that as much as I do the parts where they actually just go in depth into it.
Well, yeah, of course, because it's more, right?
Right, it is
so,
more.
So, yeah, naturally you'd like that more.
Well, also just having some kind of resolution to Kaori-related moments. So the part with the parents, I loved that.
Oh, yeah.
That was so good. That and the Tsubaki scene was probably my favorite scene in the episode.
And they had all that pretty much at the beginning, so then it's like, okay, all right, we've got a competition coming.
Yeah, and this is something that I feel like is a way that the show decided itself that it would be from the beginning, is that it is a music show. It is not a character show. It is.
I take issue with that comment.
Okay, but, cool.
But it is a music show. Is the thing.
It is a music and a character show.
Right.
It is not one or the other.
Yeah.
That is my point. Is that it needs to have this competition in there because music is so intrinsically valuable to the characters. So of course it's in there.
Right.
But the other thing is that they have these moments where the characters essentially go through little mini fluff pieces of story before they get to that really good high points there.
Okay.
And there were some really good high points in here with specifically Aiza and having his character be revealed as one that didn't plan to be good at piano.
Right.
They just were.
Yeah.
They just were like, piano's easy. Yeah, this is great. And they were kind of a wild child, so the parents are like, here, give him the piano so that we can get him to be a little bit more of a cultured boy.
Exactly.
And then he thinks, oh, this is like, the world is my oyster. Piano is just this great thing, and I'll get a mech because I won a competition. And
except
there are people out there that dedicate insane amounts of time to this. So obviously they beat him.
Right.
And he ends up having that rivalry be the thing that...
You're like, I want to get that mech.
Right, yeah. But there was something that they said here that was that the enemies can fight, they help fight back the feeling of loneliness or something like that.
Oh.
And I was like, whoa, wait, I want to unpack that in the discussion, because I feel like the Aiza things that they talked about were unveiling a little bit of Aiza's character, but they were more actually resolving his character.
Yes.
And actually kind of unveiling a little bit more of how the Kaori Kosei dynamic works as not just like friends, or not just as like people that they're crushing on each other for, but there's something else, that competitive side, that part of them where they kind of scrap and they fight, so to speak. I didn't see that as enemies, but I kind of inferred that as being it's passion. It's when someone displays passion near you, even if it's competitively against you, you end up feeling connected by your similar passions to them, and it does make you feel less lonely.
Sure.
I was trying to relate it in my head to a sports analogy, is basically that you end up feeling somehow instantly connected to that other player that you're marked against in the game.
Right.
Because you're like, hey, we're both giving our all, especially when you're both giving it your all.
Right.
If one of you is, then, it's like, oh, okay, it's nice.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
I think that is where the episode shown in the writing side of things was I wasn't fully invested in the plot, but the character dynamics, and specifically tying it to other characters, not the stuff that was intrinsically Aiza character stuff.
Yep. And you kind of hit the nail on the head there with the whole idea of this felt more like a resolution to the character. It's a great point, because this is a show. It's coming towards the end.
Yeah.
There is no sequel or anything like that, right? So this is them basically saying, okay, we have these arcs for all these different characters.
We have to wrap them up.
We have to start wrapping them up.
Yeah. And I feel like that this is just a...
It got outshone by the stuff that came before.
It got outshone by the stuff that came before it, because Aiza is probably the weakest character in the story of the main characters. Right. And I'm kind of throwing Watari under the bus here, because Watari isn't really even a main character.
Yeah, he doesn't really have an arc.
I consider the main characters to be Kosei, Kaori.
And those
are the first two. And then you have the secondary main characters. Exactly, those three.
And Aiza is the
third of the secondary main characters.
Right.
Yeah. And Emmy is kind of constantly carried by that one episode, really, that went really well into her character.
Right.
And she hasn't really needed anything since then, because her arc was also kind of introduced and concluded all in the same
breath. Because the way it was introduced, and that was one of the reasons it was so good, is because it was introduced as a resolution, a very passionate resolution that made us see a lot more into her character and what she was all about. All in the one scene, which was just incredible.
But this one needed to be bigger because it's connected to Nagi.
Yes.
Now, the thing about that is, and this is again, I love this show. I'm just giving it a little bit of critique here and stuff because I feel like this was an episode where they just had to put this somewhere and they ended up putting it here.
Sure.
Is that Nagi's character was introduced later than Aiza.
Yep.
Her arc is way more interesting than Aiza's, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. In that she has a...
but it's also tied to Aiza's. So, like, the resolution of Aiza's arc also kind of wraps up her arc because hers was a lot smaller. But, like, short and sweet and all that.
Yes. I just feel like hers was handled a little bit more efficiently, a little bit better.
Oh, certainly more efficiently, yeah.
But just efficiently, meaning there was less fluff to it.
Right, because she wasn't around for a lot of the show. So
well that too. So I think that not to give Aiza a bad rap or anything. I just feel like that his story means more than of himself. So what I end up getting from it is that while he was the one that kind of brought in that extra passion into that dynamic of three, because the other two, Kosei and Emmy, are just kind of like, we're just doing our thing, we're just doing it, plugging away, and he's like, I gotta get fired up and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get fired up for him, if that makes sense.
Right.
I get fired up because he's connected to all these other
Right, it's more of what him getting fired up means for the other characters. Yeah.
Yep. So
here.
Now that I've said that, I'm basically good with this episode. The Tsubaki scene was amazingly good.
Yep.
There was a thing I said after it was like, wow, that like just picked me up. There was a timing of it being right after the Kaori stuff where it was just so perfectly just. And she even has a moment of being like, Kaori, I'm such a horrible person for just only being able to think about her and like and she keeps the verbs vague as regards to thinking, but what she's really meaning is just to be jealous of her and to be kind of angry at Kaori or just having any kind of negative feelings at all towards Kaori because she knows that Kaori is not doing well. But having that kind of a thing happen directly after Kaori realizing that she's going to go into surgery and stuff.
Yep.
And then it was right after that scene, we then had Kosei bumping into the parents at the hospital. At least I believe that was after that scene, right?
Was it after that?
I think so.
I don't know.
Well, either way, it was really close.
I think it might have been before. But
it might have been, but it was really close, and having those scenes just in conjunction with each other.
It worked real well.
It worked really well. Like, I feel like this episode was about how I was just able to keep the emotions in check for the most part, and then it became very easy once Aiza's story was brought in, because then it was like, oh, okay, we're shifting beats. I can put that story on hold for now.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that this episode lessens my opinions of this show at all. All. I just think it kind of made me aware of little specific things that the show kind of leans on when it needs to kind of go and hit a specific story beat.
Gotcha.
Without as much proper build-up.
Okay.
So that's all I'm saying.
My perspective of it was always that, like, because I totally see what you're saying. Of, that again, should have played Chopin second. I love that line so much.
Yeah. it is really meta. Like I don't even really think I would have noticed it if you hadn't said something.
I didn't notice it the first
But
time
it's
I watched
like,
the show, but it's
oh,
like,
that's true.
I see what you did there. I saw it.
And maybe it's not intended to be that way, but even if it's not,
Yeah.
I'd still take it, and it
Well-
makes sense.
Well, and what I think is hilarious too is that the second piece, they didn't even show him playing it. Almost like, yeah, that one really wasn't important. So it almost feels like, this is probably reading too much into it, but it almost feels like for the people that would say, you didn't even really need to have that in there. It's like, no, it needed to be in there. It needed to be in there. We get that it is very different from the earlier scene. But, yeah.
Nice.
Like, because they introduced the characters, so like Isa, I would have been disappointed if they hadn't had something like this, because while it doesn't have the same like weight as, Nagi's story or just, Kosei and Kaori's whole story, or
Tsubaki's story.
or Tsubaki's story, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, like, we've got the full two cores. Let's make sure that we resolve this nicely.
I just want
for
like,
everybody
3 more episodes, like specifically dedicated to Kosei and Kaori.
Well, there are 4 episodes left.
I
in
know,
the show.
that's my worry, is that there's only 4 more episodes left, and I'm like, okay, I guess we'll get 2 episodes dedicated to, because we haven't done Emmy's performance yet.
That's true.
And they could spend an entire episode on Emmy's performance.
I mean, they only spent like half an episode at best on Isa's.
I'm just worried, Jacob, as the ending draws near.
You're worried that we don't have enough time?
We don't have enough time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not even.
I wonder if
it's
that's
not
intentional.
Even, it's totally intentional, but I don't think it's even a worry. It's just reality, and the show is kind of maybe. There's no way they thought this far ahead, but being meta about how things are happening fast, or things are happening quickly, and time just disappears in a moment.
Yeah, sure.
And you could look at the time skip as actually being like, well, that's kind of just how it is.
Sure. Like, yeah, you could look at it and say, well, what the hell is Kosei doing, like, practicing for a competition right now? Like...
It's what she would want him to do, though.
Yeah,
See, that's the thing. I am totally fine with the idea of, well, Kosei's practicing. We don't want to just waste time doing that, so let's time skip. But if we're going to do that and stuff, like, this next episode had better have Kaori in it. Like we better, like, get some resolution to that, because I'm really starting to stress out with the whole... Oh, she's walking to gain her strength back so that she can perform in a competition. Yay! Optimism, hopefulness. This is amazing.
So you're like,
oh, this
I don't trust you.
This surgery will potentially give you some time. Not going to help you in the long term, but it'll give you some
keeping
time.
all the terms, non-specific. So it's like, we know it's risky. And that's it. But it could help. We don't know exactly how much it would help.
Or what it actually will help.
Right.
This might be just a thing to get her to be able to walk for a little bit. And then she just goes
to remember.
Yeah, shut up. But then just the music, I mean the rehabilitation stuff is just her, like, prepping to have her, legs be strong, to see if she even can do anything post surgery. I don't know.
Yeah. And, well, in the way they referenced, like, the fact that for the performance at the beginning of the show, that she was, like, vomiting like crazy and all that stuff in order to just do it. It's like...
Yeah. That was sweet. The part where they talked about how, Kosei, your devotion really did something here. It really saved her.
Yeah.
It was a thing that... I hope
her heart was gray and you gave it color.
Yeah. I was building up to that, Jacob. You stole my momentum. I was trying to say that, like, Kaori and Kosei don't have the best communication. No. They have pretty bad communication. The thing is, though, is that the parents are actually trying to say that, you might not be able to be with her in a few months. But I want to let you know that the few months that you were with her were months that she could have just given up in midway and she wouldn't have lasted this long.
Sure.
The fact that she's alive right now is because of you. And I don't know if Kosei's actually getting that. I don't know if Kosei's actually, like, I believe Kosei could be understanding that, but the thing is, Kosei has so much trauma around this whole side of things that I don't know if he's in somewhat of a denial that she is even that bad.
Sure.
Like, in his mind, I think it's that, she could have just gotten much worse. It's like, bro, she is much worse.
She's been much worse.
She's been much worse for a long time. And that's not entirely his fault for not noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So
she's done a good job of, minimizing it.
Put a good face on things.
Yeah.
So I just want them to talk. I just want them to be like just a little bit more communicative with these two characters. I loved Tsubaki like cutting the hair. That was such a thing that didn't need to happen, but it was like, that.
Yeah.
It was
great.
I see why you did this scene. This is a good scene.
I wonder if it's a Full Metal Panic reference.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
There's I literally was going to say something, but I was like, no, let's not.
I didn't want to mention it in the middle of the episode because I didn't want to ruin it and stuff.
Exactly. That was where I was at, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So at least we think alike. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than maybe Nagi's little moment of realizing that they used the word hero a lot in this episode.
They did.
That her hero has come back.
Right.
This is something that they referenced in the episode by calling, basically Aiza letting go of his mirage of almost Kosei as his mirage, kind of, and it's like, whoa, because in some ways Kosei and Emi were his heroes, but also they were what was holding him back from just being his own hero.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like this reverse of Kosei with his mom, right?
Sure.
Where you've got this image built up in your head, and it's holding you back, right? And you think that that's what it was like, but maybe it wasn't actually.
No.
And when you get to actually see it for what it is, right? And in both cases, it was seen as an antagonistic force. Different responses to it, of course.
Right.
But, and I'm not saying that it wasn't actually an antagonistic force with Kosei.
Right.
But yeah. I love how, like, one of the things with this show that I really like is that on rewatch, like, and you're probably picking up on a lot more of them because we're discussing it as we go through it.
Oh, true.
Because again, first time I watched this show, it was 25 hours. So, I didn't pick up on a lot of the themes and such. I was just like, next episode.
Emotion!
Yeah, emotion! But I love the layers and the subtleties and all that stuff to this show that you don't notice first time around.
Yeah. Yeah, for all the things I was talking earlier about plot structure and about kind of choice of order of scenes and things like that, or character arc, conclusion, whatever, the themes of this show and the subtext going on beneath the surface of specific character arcs is really good. It's really good. So I think if you watch this show with kind of a gleaning approach where you're not trying to dig deep into it, it's a very emotional ride. But actually, like, in terms of the creative intent behind it, I can't assume, like, I'm not arrogant enough to assume that this is the creative intent, but there was a lot of it. As to what it specifically was pointing out, I don't know, because I'm not the creator and stuff.
And that's one of the great things about art. You can pick up different things.
But we can pick up our own things and be like, hey,
was
do you
that
feel
intentional?
like feel like this could have been intentional? It's like, yeah, probably could. Other things we might be like, well, that might be, and it's like, no, maybe not that.
I like to think the Chopin line is intentional.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up meeting the person who did this at some point. Be like, ask him. Be like, do you remember? And they'll be like, I have no idea. I'll be like, the mystery remains mystery.
Yes, thank you. Someone caught that. Yeah.
That would be great. They'd be like, well, actually, it was a friend of mine that wrote that line. They said there was something funny about it, and I never got it. And it was like, we know. But guys, This is episode 19. If you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can get any level support gives you access to our Discord where you can chat with us. You can chat with him in the spoiler section.
There's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah, you can chat with me about any kind of non-spoiler related stuff or just kind of general discussion. We also have events starting up really soon, so check that out. And yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.